ontogeny. Ontogeny. Perfect. All right, let's switch to the camera. Here we go. And I think, hopefully that should do it. Let me know if you can see and or hear me, everybody watching. Shoot, it says we've got 47 people watching. They were just watching the starting soon screen until a second ago. Yeah, excellent. Good stuff. Thank you, everybody. Ghostly Ghoul, Oscar Jr., The Raven. How you doing? Welcome, welcome to Paleontologizing. You are in for a treat today. We are here in eastern Utah near the town of Moab, and we are out digging dinosaurs in the earliest Cretaceous Cedar Mountain Formation. So we're live from the quarry right now. If you've got any questions or anything, don't hesitate to ask. And yeah, this is going to be kind of a chill stream. You know, we're all here working right now, but I'll show you how this stuff works and everything. And I'm not going to be as responsive to chat as I normally am because we're working, but this is the real deal. And really glad you're here. Welcome to Paleontologizing. Yeah. Very cool.
Danny, you want to talk to him about the 1mm teeth you've been finding?
We could, yeah. We'll maybe take a look at some of that stuff. Fisher will probably find some more teeth in a minute. The Micro King over there.
Don't curse me. Then I'll just break all of them.
Hey, no pressure. But Fisher's been finding some teeth. We've got little crocodile tooth and what could be maybe a fish tooth also. So yeah. And thank you for the subscription, Joe the Pro. I appreciate that. Yeah. How is the camera angle on this, by the way? Let me check. Let's see. There we go. Not too bad. You gotta love that fisheye lens. Holy cow. That's pretty excellent.
Are you getting both Ethan and Fisher?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
So we got 2, 4, 6, 8 people in the quarry.
8 people. I think we can see you on camera right now too, Phil. Oh. Or maybe that's...
I'm taking a break.
Yeah.
It's hot. It's 100 degrees.
No worries. People understand, for sure.
All the comments are saying, why isn't Phil doing something?
Some people want to see the bones. We don't really have very many bones to show yet, but...
Phil's got this one over here.
There's one over there.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's go take a look at that real quick. Thank you.
Over here too.
You got a rib?
Okay, yeah. Let's go have a look. There we are.
They might be in that bucket.
Yeah, where to first?
Alright, I can show you over here.
Yeah, thanks, Don. Here's Don
hi
DeBlue,
everybody.
our fearless leader.
Last year when we finished up, so pretty much the area under the pillow is where we were working last year and found a number of bones. But of course we took out the bones on that main layer. But then at the end of the year, as some of you who were here the last couple of days, it was of course the pallet we put in the hole and buried.
Yep.
But then there was still some bones heading into the wall that we weren't going to be able to excavate last year. So what we did, we put a little gypsona cap on the ones we had, and then put some burlap on top and then buried. So this was all buried probably 2 to 3 feet all winter long.
Right.
So now we've...
That's part of what we were doing yesterday, is just getting rid of the dirt on top of this morning too.
So now we've worked our way down. We found the burlap and the old jackets that we made. So that's kind of an indication, and so we know we're going to find more bone going in that direction.
Oh, I can see the rib right there.
But yeah, I just pulled off some of the gypsona because it was already capped with toilet paper and gypsona, but of course that's what it looks like after a whole winter.
Right. And
some of the burlap. And so there was no way I could just like go around and try to leave this on and cap it. So I pretty much peeled it off. You can see actually the end of the rib that goes right here stuck to the gypsona, but it's here. So we've got that. And ribs aren't necessarily the most informative part of the body either.
Right.
So I mean, we'll collect this, but it's
we're not going to name a new species based on a rib.
Right. Not a giant tragedy if I lose a piece or two, but
but
at least now I know like this is the bone level. Got some stuff going in there, probably some stuff under here. There's something also capped under here.
Oh yeah.
Maybe a piece. I'm trying to recall whether it was a vertebra or something like that. But again, I'm probably going to I may be able to just go around this and pop it out and not. It just seems still pretty solid.
Nice. Okay.
And then there was something else there, but we pretty much know now that we're heading in.
Right.
And then up here,
Well, let's get a real close up on that rib too,
Yeah,
so
take
that
a
people
look
can
at
actually
the rib.
see what the bone looks like here.
there's where it's a little more beat up and going along, and that's when we get into the nice fresh rock. This is the kind of thing you'll see when you hit a nice, well-preserved bone. You can see that's
Yeah,
really
beautiful.
sweet right there. There's a little bit of TP on there going along. So, based on what we know we found here last year, I can predict that as we head in here, there's going to be a lot more nicely well-preserved bone. And then up here, Gretchen. Be careful stepping around.
Yeah.
Gretchen ran. It's right on the edge of light and shadow, so it might be a little funky. But
Go over here.
she hit. Here's the edge of something. We have the few pieces, but there you can see.
Yeah, look at that.
It's very subtle quarry here. Like it's really hard to see, but you can tell the difference between the green rock and the more of the black, grayish,
Yeah.
brownish bone. We had a little shine to it. We have hit it with a little bit of consolidate.
Nice.
And we have the pieces. It may end up just being a little fragment, but we don't know.
Uh-huh.
And then this morning when we were digging down the hill, we were thinking, we're kind of heading for the bone layer down here. But we do know there are some bones higher up in the hill. This is probably up actually in like the Merosaurus level that we first.
Nice, okay.
Originally we dug out the Merosaurus skeleton over there, and as we jacketed all the big sauropod, when we flipped them, we realized, wow, there's another bone layer underneath.
Right.
And that's where it was mostly iguanodonts. And
Nice.
because it was lower down, it's in better rock and so better preserved, not to get beaten up and
Kind of eroded.
and then plants
Yeah.
get in. But this morning, as we were going through this upper stuff, we found a few pieces, and it turns out, so this is kind of more of a brown, butterscotch colored stuff here is we tried it because, of course, you hit here and the pieces have fallen out. Now the bone's going in there, so we're going to have to remove all that stuff up there and work in. But,
Shoot.
that just happens sometimes, so
Yeah.
we know.
At least we know it's there.
It wasn't worthwhile to go through all this with hand tools looking for
Right.
bone, hoping. So we did take the heavy artillery out and do the jackhammering. But as long as you keep your eye open. And so we did notice this. And when we go in and check this out, it may turn out that there's more bones going in that layer.
Right.
We'll work our way down. But we're pretty sure from here down to here is fairly devoid of bones, so we can keep working it.
Oh, wait, hang on a minute. Did I don't know. They may have cut out.
That was such a great answer.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
We might be out of range of the... Well, what happened here? Good now? Okay. It's good now. Sorry. I think it just wasn't getting a clear line of sight to the router over there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I think we got most of that.
Oh, most of it. Okay.
But thank you, Don. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, there's the guy in there. So we're slowly working our way down.
Yeah.
And this is really the first day that we're
Right, that we're actually digging.
digging
Yeah.
in earnest. It's been mostly overburden removal.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we did this morning, worked hard at really getting our shade tarps a little more established. So
Right.
anyone who was here yesterday saw they were blowing a little bit and maybe not quite as substantial looking, but now we're...
I mean, look at these shade
We're
tarps.
feeling better.
So, at some point, Don, we might want to get a
yeah.
shade tarp 101 sort of
I'm happy
treatise.
to do Tarpology 101.
Yeah.
Sure.
But Don is the king of shade tarps, and
As you can see, I don't tan well. It would not go well if I was in the sun.
what are you talking
I
about?
tan a little bit, but
Yeah.
not a lot.
Well, at some point, the freckles just kind of merge into one
Yeah,
another.
exactly.
and-
That's what I say. I don't tan. My freckles just enlarge and coalesce.
There you go. Yeah. But yeah, we're pretty lucky to have these magnificent shade tarps here. Because how hot is it today? Somebody do the weather command and figure that out for Moab, Utah. But yeah. Anyway, good stuff. Got anything there,
All
Fisher?
the other people
Yeah.
rush into it too.
Lots of trick pebbles, just making sure that
Nice.
Working with us.
What's that?
8
Can you
years
show one of the
now.
teeth that he got before?
They're all wrapped up. Yeah.
They're seriously wrapped.
Yeah, we'll find some more.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're like
But thank you, Phil.
little black things about a millimeter long.
Yeah, yeah.
And they have striations on them.
Yeah, really nice. You could tell one of them is definitely a crocodile tooth. It's got that beautiful fluting on it.
We use
But,
like 5x and 10x magnification to see it.
Nice, yeah. Everybody, Phil here, by the way, is the
Staff mechanical engineer.
staff mechanical engineer here at the quarry, yeah. And for the Utah Friends of Paleontology, the group treasurer, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So
Anybody wants to join it, go to utahpaleo.org.
utahpaleo.org for the Utah Friends of Paleontology.
Just check it out and see all our activities and chapters.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Phil.
Yeah.
They do some really cool stuff there and have all kinds of cool talks, and you don't want to miss that. So, yeah. Anyway, let me get back to where I was over here. And as people find things, I'll pick up the camera and, yeah. We'll go, holy cow! There we go. That should be fun. We've got 2 knees and 2 knee pads.
Oh no, I almost stood up for that.
That works okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
Just get a little more leverage.
102 degrees Fahrenheit according to...
103.
Oh, really?
Is that what you just said?
Oh, 102.
Oh, well.
Yeah. But I'll get out the... Well, maybe I'll get the digital thermometer later and we'll take a look at that. But yeah.
It doesn't feel.
It really doesn't.
We're under shade, but.
Yeah. Also, that's the weather from Moab, which we're not immediately in Moab, so...
We're in downtown Moab
Too
here.
warmer down there.
Yeah.
That's just Moab. We are the town.
Yeah. And what are y'all excavating, says Ace Wolf Dragon? Dinosaurs. Yeah, we're going to have some iguanodontian bones coming out. Those ribs that you saw over there were probably from an iguanodontian. So from... Oh shoot, let me go get... I forgot to grab the those visual aids that I have laminated. Be right back. And get those.
You go behind and walk down and go behind the cabinet. There are 2 bones in the original position. Post-orbital, which is right behind the eye, and I found the small bones in the back of the head. And they cut them out, they took the areas out of the past and put them in the original bones. They're identified in the cabinet, but you don't know where they're looking, so go behind.
What is the weather condition at 8,500 feet? Nice?
Nice. Except the one time we had hail and lightning and we're at the top of the mountain. Almost everybody had at least a
This is Iguanodon, like I was showing everybody yesterday. Iguanodon Bernus artensis. Skeletal diagram, so... Yeah, our dinosaur is probably not too different from that. Yeah, so a big beaky plant-eating dinosaur.
this guy and his nephew.
Yeah.
We had to cross streams that were flooded with
Yeah.
moving.
And Okdu says, this is what I wanted to do as a young person. Thank you for streaming this. Does my heart good. Okdu, thank you for the beautiful comment. I appreciate that. That's excellent feedback, and I'm glad you're here. We've got a whole bunch of new people here. Awesome. Yeah.
Volcanic mud, bent mud. And so we had to
Did you want to see what I was doing?
40 foot of mud
Oh,
hanging.
yeah.
And it'll be dry right underneath of it. But you pulled up the car and stopped flying.
Nice.
And we finally got the car and they
Look, Mama on TV.
Kind of playing
going in the
structure.
right direction. My God.
They were creepy.
Yeah, the nephew kids are alright. I don't know what kids are out of that. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Like the... With the mudstone and the root stinger, is it anything like a paleosol at all?
Good, Drew. Yeah, that is oyster knife. It's my tool of choice.
Not sure.
Kind of being in the same sediment they were in when...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. For sure, yeah, those are the same roots and the same plants they were walking on and eating. This swamp.
Does it look like a bone bean to you, or more like organic-y, planty stuff? Looks kind of organic-y, planty
I think
to
the
me.
latter, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah. So, right now I'm a little bit above where we expect the good bones to be, but you still got to be pretty careful. And there is a little bit of probably plant material. It's organic in origin, whatever it is. But yeah, Fisher found some teeth like this earlier, so even when we're above where we expect the bones to be, you still got to be really careful about this. So, yeah, it's broken apart. Yeah, it looked like that when I took it out, and then I kind of broke it so I could see the interior texture. It was already cracked through anyway. Yeah. Yeah, Miss wants to know why my favorite tool is the oyster knife. Well, I was trained on these back when I worked with the Museum of the Rockies. And I really like oyster knives for mudstone because it's nice and thin. You can kind of just stick it in between the little like cleave points in the rocks, the little cracks in between, and split them without really messing too much up. Yeah. And I don't know, it's just muscle memory after a while. You get used to a certain tool. Yeah. Ethan over here is working with an awl. Can I show that off, Ethan? Yeah. It's a really pointy tool like that. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No worries.
But yeah.
I've seen on TV. Ice pick.
Yeah, nice.
So you insert those in the seams in the rock, hammer it in, and then you can peel the rock away along the natural cracks.
Mm-hmm. And if you're lucky, those natural cracks form around the bone and not through it. But that's usually the case.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all or nothing. There you go, Mayor Space. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting all kinds of little organic-y bits in here. So, just little bits of organic crud from 140 million years. 140? What would you say this core is?
Yeah, just about. Right down, 140.
More closer to 130. Go ahead, Don.
Somewhere 135, 140.
Okay.
Down exactly.
135, something like that?
135 to 140. I mean, we're in some of the oldest rocks.
Yeah. So, very, very old as far as Cretaceous rocks go. Some of the oldest in North America. Yeah. There's some more just like little kind of dark bits there along here.
So many plant structures.
Yeah. And how many dinosaurs are here, Mangort? A few. Yeah. There have been a number of different dinosaurs dug up from this immediate vicinity, like
A very large sauropod.
Yeah.
Sauropod.
yeah, Mierosaurus, right? Or
Yeah, Mierosaurus.
yeah. There you go, Bananarama. Welcome. Good to have you here. Let me know if anybody's got any questions. And thank you, Mist and Murph for those gift subs. Excellent. Appreciate that very, very much. Thank you. Yeah, good stuff. Keeps me going here. Pays my bills, and I appreciate it more than you know. Ethan, how long have you been working at Doling's Bowl here at in this area?
I've probably maybe my 6th season or 7th season.
6th or 7th? Wow.
So let's see, 2014,
Uh huh.
16, 17, 18. Yeah, probably number 6.
You skipped a year during COVID.
Yeah, yeah. So probably
Let
6.
Ethan go to another dig for 2 years. Worked with Chappie for 2 years, right?
Only once actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I never asked to go back.
This is my 2nd year here. And this isn't the easiest site in the world to work, but it is definitely rewarding. This is pretty cool. I've worked at the very end of the Cretaceous in the Hell Creek Formation, 66 million years ago. And now this is the very beginning of the Cretaceous here in North America. Let's see, that's
This is
better.
before flowering plants, then.
Before what?
Flowering plants are about 120 million.
Yeah, yeah,
So this is
yeah.
before flowering plants.
So holy cow, this is before flowers ever evolved, as Phil was telling us. I don't know if you could hear that, everybody, but yeah. Pretty cool. Imagine a world with no flowers. That's here. Yeah. And Gatling cookie. No, we're not saving the planty bits. They're literally everywhere. Like here's more right here. It's just all over the place. If we collected all of that, then shoot, we wouldn't have time to do anything else. And how long will we be here at this site? Till about mid-August? Yeah.
Feel the serious heat.
Yeah. Shoot. Yeah. And thank you, Militia Total. I appreciate the kind words. It's good to have you here.
Yeah. It's a little cooler than here.
Your English reads just fine to me.
It's a
Yeah.
cooler type thing as well.
Yeah.
Stays a little
A little cooler than
little bit. The gray jugs. I put something like
That's where you got
paleo themed one last night. I'm like, man, this is
nice.
hot water. Yeah, I got some ice. And it was worth it. Yeah. Okay, cool. That's pretty cool. With that, like,
If you knew Maddie and she got pushed by 6, she wasn't drinking enough water. And she was peeing every 20 minutes.
yeah, that's good.
And then she got weak and losing electrolytes or something. She kind of got hammered.
Okay, to play wants to know, without flowers, did plants spread by tubers and spores mostly? Well, by seeds and stuff, and by insects. Yeah, plants like cycads, they could have their spores spread by the wind, or by beetles and stuff.
Yeah, kind of working between
Yeah, yeah.
It's like being an archaeological digger, everything.
And of course you've got conifers, you know, evergreen trees, pines and stuff like that, you're probably familiar with. They reproduce via cones. Yeah, there's lots of different ways that plants can propagate without, you know, flowers and bees. Yeah.
Yeah, and you heard John be here next week. So do the rest of the weekend. And I'll be coming back and leaving this weekend. So we'll be back.
Ooh, big old chunk.
Sounds like fun.
Here we've got some, this is not actually interesting, but I'm going to show you anyway. We've got some gypsum spots in there, which is just like, yeah. This is not ancient. These just formed in between these cracks in the rock. But we see a lot of these. Actually, would some of the gypsum have been ancient, maybe? Or is that all modern?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Good question for Jim, the geologist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim Cookman.
Is what modern?
The gypsum that we find in here, is any of this going to be ancient, or is it all modern? Huh. Anyway.
Yes, it's all modern. It's come down.
Yeah, just kind of forms in the cracks in the rock. Yeah. Well, gypsum is like, I think, the main ingredient in plaster of Paris, so it's something that's quite important to us as paleontologists. Yeah. Yeah. Third Stone Free wants to know, is this area only accessible in the hot, hot summer? Yeah, I think this will all be covered by snow during the winter. So, what's that?
Spring or fall would be good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure Jim will be talking all about that when he gets here. About the academic calendar. And, we'd much prefer to be here where it's cooler in the fall. But, yeah, we have a lot of student volunteers, and during the fall they have classes. So we have to be out here when there's no snow and no school. So it tends to be the hottest part of the year, unfortunately. Yeah.
Clear vision was probably out there.
So if you read the newspaper and you have it like this, you could read it.
Dump all this in too.
Faces. Like when I was a kid, you would go to the swimming pool, I'd have to wear like prescription swimming goggles, otherwise like couldn't see who my friend was.
My brother
A random woman.
had prescription lenses embedded in the key glass. It's the size of the glass.
His favorite dinosaur is
My
Dimetrodon.
Wait, that's not a dinosaur.
Her favorite dinosaur is Plesiosaurus.
No,
Daniel loves
that's
mammoths.
okay.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nice pterodactyl.
Also not a dinosaur.
How about Dimetrodon?
Dimetrodon is the coolest known dinosaur.
One of those big pliosaurs are pretty cool.
Oh, very nice Cephalon Wolf. Thank you for the 9 months of support there. Really appreciate it.
I like most
Good
of
stuff.
I think they plesiosaurs, the ammonites, everything.
There's a few mosasaurs that are specialized for hard shell things.
A few
Mosasaurs that have like special.
Ace Wolf Dragon wants to know, after the season at this site, where do you all go next? We all go back to where we came from.
And there were big
I'm going back to the San Francisco Bay Area. Fisher here is going to go back to Athens, Ohio. We've got several folks here going back to Salt Lake, where they live. Yeah. And then we'll all be there until we go elsewhere, or until we come back here next year. Yeah. Elvix asks a good question. When you get to dump the box, how do you know where not to step? Are there designated areas, or is it obvious? It's not obvious. You got to pay attention. Because we've got a lot of stuff to avoid when we do that. One of the most important things are the nails. These. So these have coordinates on them, and that makes up our map grid. So we're not out here just on a lark digging up dinosaurs for kicks and giggles. You know, this is for science, and so we're very carefully mapping out where each of these bones come from into a great big quarry map, so that when we go to publish on this stuff, we have really good data associated with it. So we don't want to step on the nails or dislodge them, because those are part of this permanent grid that we keep here. You got to watch out for nails when you get up, and then you got to watch out for bits of bone. So, yeah, you just got to be careful about where you step. We've got a berm over there that we built yesterday, and that's where we're throwing a bunch of our debris. So, yeah, hopefully that'll also act as a breakwater. If there's water rushing through this gully, hopefully that'll detain it for a little bit and it won't swamp the quarry. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, and Data Slush, thank you for the 22 months. I really appreciate that. Yeah. And if we were on a lark, we'd be on a dinosaur. This is true, Trek Nerd. Birds are dinosaurs. Yeah. And Mangord, do you do scholarship/data theory stuff too? I do, yeah. Yeah, I'm working on a paper right now on Spinosaurids and how they would have caught fish. So I'm gonna try and get that published not too long after I get home. Hopefully this fall I can get that submitted for publication. Hopefully September I can get that submitted for publication before my birthday. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Little pelican mouth type idea.
Yeah, I think
Don, is there anything more there?
You guys are in the hot zone now. The bone zone.
No.
And the
Nice.
sun zone.
Not me.
More little bits of organic crud in here.
Yeah, a little bit of it. I think I'm gonna hit it, yeah.
Yeah, hit it.
I don't know why I was thinking
Get a little air
5, but
conditioning, you keep going up the road.
everyone's got a place and everybody's digging and chumming along and everyone's got glue and
It's all good, man.
goldfish.
Yep. Got our snacks.
Snacks! Holy cow! I like snacks. Alright, sorry to abandon everybody.
No, you
You need man.
got a jet.
See you, Ethan.
See you in the morning.
Drive safe.
Adios.
Oh, are you coming in late tonight or early in the morning?
I'm coming back tomorrow. So
Okay.
if I leave at 7, I'll get here at 10:30. If I leave at 6, I'll get here at 9:30.
Okay, whatever.
So one of those.
Whatever.
Oh, and Melon Derp has got a good question. John, this is for you. Was there mention of a PayPal or Venmo that donations could go to that would immediately help fund this dig? I'm not seeing it. Yeah.
You can join
Claire, you
me.
can type in !Don, D-O-N, or anybody else can type that in. Like this to Don's Venmo. So we can get
okay.
food and stuff. Yeah.
Dawn to Blue -2112.
Yeah, we should have that in here somewhere. Yeah, there. Oh, Claire already got it. Perfect. Thank you, Claire.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, any.
We are wasting away out here.
Gotta feed the people.
Yeah. Help us afford such luxuries as water and food. You know.
No, man.
Let's see.
First stop.
Gonna put this like that. That's a little bit better. Better angle.
Talking about sleeping in that.
Tonight? But she's already got it.
No.
Yeah.
I think whatever's in there, you can just
Well,
leave. Push it back.
Thank you, Claire. Appreciate you.
No, I just...
Graham crackers, maybe. Oh, if we want to get fancy, then sure. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll be back here tomorrow about when she's here. So I don't really need to worry about it.
Okay. Yeah, and she'd like to sleep in that.
Sounds good. Alright.
Said that.
Well, it'll be here tomorrow night.
Okay, that's cool.
Right on.
All right, man.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, see you
Okay,
tomorrow.
bro.
Anything, water jugs,
I got water.
Sunscreen.
I got the water jugs on the
Doritos.
text you.
Yeah. And if any of the Raiders need anything, Danny, let me know.
Sure thing. Yeah.
Maybe Oakland Raiders
Thanks, Ethan.
need any groceries. Yeah.
You in Las Vegas,
Everybody say
please?
bye to Ethan. He'll be back tomorrow morning. Got to drive back to Salt Lake.
Tootaloo.
Cephalon Wolf brings up apparently there was a fossil found that preserved a dinosaur and a mammal mid-fight with each other. Yeah, we were talking all about this earlier today. It was kind of funny. Some of the headlines were very sensationalistic, just breathless
Danny,
titles.
could you tell me what you're talking about?
Yeah, there was a. We were talking about this earlier this morning in Liaoning Province, China. There was
I've been there.
Yeah.
With Jim Kirkland, the state paleontologist.
Very cool, yeah. There was that mammal that was dug up, like,
had the
locked
di-
in combat with a dinosaur.
Well, there's one, the mammal is bigger than a beaver, and it has
Yeah.
a little baby dinosaur in its stomach.
Yeah,
It's the
Repenomamus?
same
Yeah.
genus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this new one was just published a day or two ago.
They were found in a death pose,
I
death
guess.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same dinosaur and the same mammal.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
an adult dinosaur this time.
An adult Psittacosaurus?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
It's like
Yeah.
clawing its eyes out or something.
Poor mammal. Getting eaten by a plant-eating dinosaur, you know? Yeah. It's tough being a Mesozoic mammal, you know? Yeah. What do you make of that find? I mean, it's cool, Claire Burr. It's not necessarily, Fisher keeps making jokes about how,
I got my camera here.
I don't know. What was one of the headlines? It was like,
Scientists rethink their theories.
this changes everything. Like, we already have this same genus and species of mammal with Psittacosaurus bones in its gut, so it's not super new or anything. But it's interesting, and it's cool that it's making the headlines and people are talking about it. I can't complain about that. But yeah.
There's just a lot of room for it to be misinterpreted with the sensationalism that goes into pop science.
Yeah. I haven't actually looked at the paper yet. Have you looked at the paper yet, either?
No, I read the title of it,
Yeah.
but I have not read the entire paper.
Yeah. What journal was that in?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Check later.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure we can reconvene later, everybody, after we read the paper. But yeah. Cephalon Wolf says, hard to believe mammals were the underdog at one point. Believe it. Yeah. That at one point was called the Mesozoic era. Or at least the Jurassic through Cretaceous periods. But yeah, yeah. Oh, it was in the journal Nature. That makes sense. Yeah. Thank you, Gimpleg. I appreciate that. Yeah. And, Loma Spanacho, how are you doing? Yeah. I'm from Argentina. Ah. Well, bienvenidos a Paleontologizing. Me llamo Dani Anduza, soy un paleontólogo. Estoy aquí en Utah, en Utah, con nosotros paleontólogos y voluntarios, volunteers. Anyway, it's great to have you here. Welcome. Let me know if you've got any questions. Yeah. And oh, and you're from Patagonia. Claro que sí, que bueno. Patagonia, one of the world's greatest places to find dinosaurs. You are lucky to live there. That's awesome. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, and Chukarosaurus. Yeah, big ol' Titanosaur. Very cool. Loma Sponcho. Great to have you here. Yeah. And Dinosaur Dave, I've not seen a Triceratops tomato sauce bottle where the twist top is the nose. That sounds great though. Neat. Yeah. Oh, and my dad's here too. How are you doing, Dad? Arle. Welcome. I'm sorry I didn't call you the other day. Yeah, I kind of forgot when I was driving over. There's a lot of other stuff going on. But, good to have you here, Dad. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. And I've never done any fieldwork outside the States. Melon derp. Not yet, at least. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get some water. And, let's see. I'm just gonna call you Vince, if that's okay. Your username's a little tricky. Are you a volunteer for this job? So you don't have retribution of money? I try to understand how this job works. So, yeah, we're all volunteers here, except for Don. Yeah.
Ethan.
No, and Ethan too, but Ethan took off, so. Yeah. Out of sight, out of mind here on Twitch. No, yeah, we're all volunteers here. We've got a very slim budget for this kind of thing. Despite how cool dinosaurs are, we unfortunately don't get a lot of money to help dig them up, usually. So, anyway, yeah, so I'm volunteering here, but I actually make my living streaming. And so, this is my day job that I'm doing right now, I suppose, as I'm here digging up dinosaurs. So, pretty cool how that can work out. Careful to take this out right here. This is not a bone, but it was sticking out of the side of the rock like a bone might do, but that's just a little pebble. But, you know, it's just something to keep me on my toes. Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah. And Melanderp had a question about safety out here. When you guys do these digs, do you have specific plans for if someone is injured or exhibits signs of heat exhaustion? We actually had that happen the other day. We had a crew member, started not feeling well, so made sure that she got plenty of water, and she's off resting right now, and yeah. Yeah, heat exhaustion is not something you want to mess around with, so got to be really careful about that. But yeah, if somebody were to get hurt, we would administer first aid, and then, if we need to, take them to the nearest medical facility. I've only had to do that a couple of times in the field during my career. We've been pretty lucky, I guess. But yeah. Yeah. And let's see. Other people are on holiday for digging during what, 2 days, 1 week, or more? Vince, that's a good question. Actually, we're getting a couple of questions about volunteering. So maybe we should talk to Marisa about that. Marisa, are you up for talking about that a little bit? Yeah, here, I can bring the camera to you.
Places
Yeah.
they can go now.
Yeah, so I'm glad you asked that question. Marisa is one of our visitors here, and this is actually her jam. She helps people find volunteer opportunities. I'll let you say what you do.
Okay,
So I'm not talking for
let
you.
me take my gloves off.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. So what I decided to do a few years ago, I started going on paleontology digs, but I have no background. I'm just a citizen scientist who decided I wanted to do something different and came to find that there were different chances to join a dig as what would be more like a paid volunteer. Essentially, you end up kind of paying for food, sometimes, place to stay. And there are some of these opportunities, not only in the U.S., but around the world, but they're kind of hard to find. So I decided to form a company that was a place that people could find where digs are and, find out a little bit about what they're about and join the digs. And there are different dinosaur specifically digs right now in the United States. I've got some in Australia. But what's really cool is working on different fossil locations around the world. So in some cases, I'm going to have different dig opportunities that don't exist to travelers and visitors and volunteers right now. So
Right.
I've got some other stuff maybe in Colombia, South Africa,
Very cool.
Switzerland, different things. So the company is called Ancient Odysseys. So it's
Yeah.
ANCIENT ODYSSEYS. It's kind of hard to remember.
Yeah.
Odysseys.
We'll have one of our moderators put the link into the chat so that people can take a look.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what the cool thing is about these is that you go out in the field and you get to learn while you're there. So you don't have to know anything at all, and you actually, again, these opportunities, usually they have something that they know they're going to want to get out of the ground. So they are working, but you don't have to know anything. Maybe you have to know you're going to be working for a day or several days out in kind of this
Yeah.
type of environment.
But no expertise required from anybody who joins up.
Nope.
Yeah.
And all the tools are there, and you've got someone kind of keeping an eye on you. And what I really love about working out in the field, even if you know nothing, to me it's like a classroom out
Yeah.
in the field, because you constantly have people around you who know stuff. You could ask questions, you learn geology, you learn about the fossils, you learn about everything, and I just think it's super interesting. And so for people who kind of like that citizen science aspect of things and
Yeah.
want to learn, I think it's a really great way to do things. And so the Ancient Odysseys, the website.com, I encourage people, if you're interested in finding out about different things as we add more and more digs, there's a subscription to a newsletter. So as soon as something brand new hits, you'll get a newsletter so that you can hear about the different opportunities and sign up. And, because in many cases, just like you can see here, they're sort of limited spaces. So sometimes it's smaller groups. So
Yeah.
it's good to know about things in advance, to sign up in advance for things. So
Very cool.
Yeah.
And how fortuitous that you could be here to talk about this right now.
I know.
This is
Well,
pretty
it's
cool.
just, I love it,
Yeah.
and I actually also love sort of sharing that. You don't have to know, but
Yeah.
to have an interest in it.
Definitely.
And you can see I'm probably a little older than kind of folks who are watching, but it's sort of like a wide range of ages.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are actually some different opportunities for kids as well. So there are different dinosaur camps in the United States on Ancient Odyssey's website
Very cool.
that are available. So like camps for high schoolers, there's even something for middle schoolers. So kind of a little bit for everybody, and then of course adults too.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you. How long have you been doing this, by the way?
It's been a couple of years,
Yeah.
and kind of really launched the website during the pandemic. Funny thing,
Yeah.
But it was great because the other really wonderful thing I think about it is that, as you probably mentioned, paleontology isn't really well funded.
No.
So when
Yeah.
you're kind of paying to help, you're not only paying your way and paying for food, but you're also helping to fund the work that's being done.
Right.
So it's really important for the researchers and the scientists to have that. But then I feel like for each person who's volunteering to help, you're getting to learn so much and literally discovering things.
Yeah.
You know, something that hasn't seen the light of day for, you know, what could be millions of years, which it still excites me to do that, even after I've been on probably 12 to 15 different digs at this point. So I think kind of like, what more exciting type of citizen science is there to actually discover something?
It's pretty cool. Like boots on the ground, you're potentially making history when you do that in a small way, which is really cool.
Yeah, and a site even like this where you maybe even new species, who knows? It's like you can be a part of something that is included in a research paper. You know, it's just, I feel like, talk about also being able to give back in the world. It's just sort of a cool way to do things.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We'll have a command made so that people can look this up in the future. If anybody asks about volunteering, then we can give you a shout out every time that happens.
Oh, that sounds great. Oh, I would love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, the sort of subscribing, you know, it's a little old school, but subscribe to the newsletter. And of course, there's, you know, Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. I'm kind of, this website's on there and everything too.
Cool,
and,
cool.
Maybe we'll put some of the video and stuff on there from this.
Excellent.
From this dig, but,
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Marisa.
Sure.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see. Jody Fish wants to know, does your site also offer funding opportunities for digs? Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Very
actually,
cool.
for many of the digs, I've got a button on the site because so many of them do take donations.
Oh, nice.
And they're nonprofits, so I do add a button on each page. And you can see each site, you know, it has sort of different photos and kind of what it is, exactly where it's located, what you can expect to do. And then, yes, funding opportunities. And what's also happening, too, is lots of times there's the digs that are standalone for a few days, but then also wrapping in, you know, if it's an itinerary, you know, to sort of travel around in different locations and things like that, because, you know, maybe some folks actually want to visit a different country and sort of see different things. So there's that chance, too.
Very cool. Yeah.
Thanks.
Sure. Let me get back to over there and keep working. But, yeah, pretty exciting. Yeah, so Marisa and Gretchen are just here for a few days. So we're kind of showing them the ropes, and yeah, we get all kinds of cool, interesting people who come through every once in a while. Kind of by invitation only, unfortunately, for anybody who's watching. But yeah. Anywho, yeah. These are Berriasian sediments. What is this? What was the area like? Eric wants to know. Well, we can ask Don. Don will know more about the actual, like, lithology and, you know, paleoclimate and everything else of the site. But I'm pretty sure that this is like a swampy floodplain kind of environment. We got lots of organic bits that are here in these rocks. So, like, here's a cross section of some of the rock there. You get all kinds of, like, organic crud inside. And that's indicative of, like, yeah, kind of a swampy environment. But it may have periodically dried out. Yeah. But apparently a researcher actually did her master's thesis on this area. Like, figuring out the lithology and the paleo environment and everything. And so maybe we can look that up in a little bit. I should probably read that paper.
Danny, who was that?
Was that Natalie Toth, maybe? Who did the...
She's at Denver Museum of Nature and Science.
Yeah, did she... Is that right, Don? Did she do her master's on the, like, lithology and paleo environment here?
Taphonomy?
Yeah, taphonomy.
Taphonomy? Yeah.
It's the burial sequence.
Yeah. Her general conclusions, as you recall, for what this quarry would have been like.
Yeah, it would have been pretty swampy.
Swampy? Yeah.
And put together some quarry maps and things. So things were isolated.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, we have a few things that are partially, you know, associated and articulated.
Mm-hmm.
So the one that we know, the sauropod, that was most of a skeleton, and we did find a hind limb that was
articulated,
plunging down.
Wasn't that UGS video that was,
so we know that poor guy got mocked.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a few other things. We had a partially articulated juvenile iguanodont over by the bend there near the road.
Gotcha.
We took out a pretty good sized jacket for that.
Uh-huh. Very cool.
Yeah, so I think it was just a great place for animals to be living.
Uh-huh.
We think we had some springs over there, like artesian springs.
Huh. And we know they're in that direction?
Yeah, because they're over there by camp where the
gotcha.
chirp mounds.
Mm-hmm.
They've been replaced by, later on, groundwater enriched in silica came up, and we think they were essentially beds there where these spring mounds are coming up.
Very cool.
And then they preferentially precipitated some of the silicon. Native Americans to make the arrowheads.
And scrapers and stuff probably, yeah. Very cool.
So we know that they were over in that direction.
Uh-huh.
And then you can see the roots on some of the agate that are all kind of horizontal. So horizontal roots are pretty watery.
I remember you talking about that, yeah, yeah.
And wood pieces, so we know that some of the stuff was on, and then the site.
Cool. Well, lots of lines of evidence. Holy cow! I didn't realize it was that extensive.
Yeah, and then animals. So I mean, it was just
yep.
animals, different ones. We figure, yeah, this is like an individual died here and fell apart and got dispersed, and then
right.
There's some areas where, like over at Karen's place, where a lot of the ends of the bones are kind of broken off.
Oh, hang on a minute. I think it's cut out for a second. Sorry, Don.
Okay.
Let me see. It's just the satellite is conked out for a minute. We just gotta wait for it to come back. Or maybe I put this over here and we'll get better reception.
We don't see as many tooth marks as we would think here. We have had some shed. There's a shed tooth from over there.
Wow.
Oh, we are getting clean audio. Okay.
And then
Okay, are we back? Here, maybe if I just put this up here. I think it's just the satellite that we're having issues with.
live broadcasts.
Yeah, anything can happen. That's not good.
That's what I'm talking
Hammer, yeah, hammer's good for pounding it. He's gone. Get this.
Let's see. Yep, should be back now. All right, cool, excellent. Yeah. What were you saying about? I think you said somebody's name was, or I forget where we were going before.
Yeah, I don't know how long they had it cut out or not.
Yeah.
But, yeah, just we have a lot of juvenile animals too, which kind of makes sense. It's somewhat of an attritional site.
Right.
You tend to get more juvenile animals dying and.
Right. So just not like an overall. It's not like this was a catastrophic event where a bunch of dinosaurs died at the same time. Attritional means like just over a long period of time, things die and then they get preserved. One after the other over a long period of time.
In places we get little weathered, like more worn bones, worn pebbles and things. So those are probably getting washed in from further away.
Right.
And probably, think of a swampy area. Occasionally there might be little floods, so you might get a little pulse of carcasses sent into the swamp.
Yeah.
But we don't have. There's a little chert pebbles and stuff, but most of the sediment is pretty fine grained, so there wasn't a lot of energy bringing stuff in.
That makes sense. Yeah.
When you have a
Don't
high
have
energy
large
environment, you have larger.
Yeah.
Even these streams washes that were going through here, you see pebble sized.
Right. So this would be even calmer than this environment represented here would be even calmer than what it is today. You're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little tough because of the way the site. We have a general dip here to the north, about 15 degrees, but then these rocks are somewhat ductile, and so over time they've kind of moved around a little bit. So in one place you're kind of following, oh, that's a nice going down, and then so yeah, probably if you could see the. But we kind of think if you had some sort of magic X-ray where you could actually look into this several acres site, and every bone would show up, there would be hundreds of thousands of
Right. I mean, Jim talks about
bones.
like you could spend 1,000 years digging here and still not find everything.
Yeah, and eventually, eventually we'll hit a point of diminishing returns where, like, all right, we got 1,500 bones of the iguanodon, we've got the sauropod. But it is interesting, obviously that other than that one sauropod, like we haven't found any sauropod bones anywhere else.
I don't think we found any sauropod material last summer at all, right?
Even though we're not that,
that
far from
not even a single tooth or anything.
No, it's possible that once. That bone sticking out of the wall there could be up at the sauropod level, so 'cause I'm sure we didn't get every single thing out of that level.
Right, right.
But, all right, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, go for it.
Back to my hole.
Thank you, Don. I appreciate the explanation, and everybody in chat is very grateful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Your face is a little dark. Oh, all right.
SG Rock says, how large is this fossil? Length/width? Well, Fisher, how big was the tooth you found today?
Maybe 1.5 millimeters.
Millimeter and a half? Yeah. Now, there's tons and tons of different bones that we're going to be finding in here. We really just got down to the bone layer today, and so we're digging down right now, and we'll be finding lots and lots more bones, probably mostly iguanodontian bones. Dinosaur kind of like this guy right here, good old iguanodon. Yeah. Except this one's going to be a little bit smaller than that, probably. Anyway, could be a new species. We got to find more of it so we can compare it to some other dinosaurs from near this same time and place. See if it's the same or see if it's different. But, yeah. And Natural Hazard, yep, we are digging here for a museum. I guess there are some other people who do it for commercial purposes to try and sell the fossils. But as paleontologists, we're digging these up for science. So all of the fossils that we dig up here are going to go to the Natural History Museum of Utah in Salt Lake City. But first, many of them are going to be cleaned and prepped at the Utah Geological Survey, also in Salt Lake City. But rest assured, all of these fossils are going to a museum. Like we always say on Paleontologizing, that belongs in a museum. So yeah, and why do we put fossils in museums? It's so that they can be preserved for the future, so they can be studied by paleontologists, long, long, long into the future, and they can be enjoyed by the public. If something's in a private collection, sometimes it'll get lost, it'll get sold, it'll get smashed in a messy divorce, or who knows what could happen if it's in a private collection. In a museum, usually you don't have to worry about that kind of thing, so yeah. Linus says it's the only reason to perform a dig. I think I'd probably agree with that. On principle, yeah. Yeah, for science. Yeah. Yeah. Lyle Paradise says, just a really crazy thought, but if we ever get to do this on Mars, it may prove interesting. There's no dinosaurs on Mars, Lyle Paradise. What are you talking about? You'd have to do a lot of digging before you find anything at all on Mars. I don't know. Something tells me that Earth paleontology would be a lot more interesting than Mars paleontology. Not to jump down your throat about this, I'm just joking around. But yeah. Yeah. Welcome to Tooth Ferret. Good to have you here. I say, holy smokes, I needed this channel in my life. Glad you're here. Welcome. I've got to actually do some more digging and not so much talking.
Some ASMR paleontologists.
Yeah. No, a lot of people have been saying that. Like, oh, wow, this is Fossil ASMR?
We've asked this, you guys, so I went back to get some ice. I gave him my water jug. You guys want some?
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Be good for now, I think, but I appreciate that, Justin. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys got a chance to meet Justin yet, but Justin is a volunteer from Salt Lake.
Howdy.
And this is his first time out digging dinosaurs. And he's doing a great job so far. So I'll probably ask him back next year, I'm guessing. But
I'd love to.
anyway, you'll be seeing a lot of him, I think, because he's going to be here until the end of the season. And yeah, Justin, you said you were always like a dinosaur kid growing up, right?
Yep, that was me.
Yeah, I can relate. Yeah. Awesome. And what did you say you were put on the spot yesterday? You said your favorite dinosaur is Dilophosaurus? Mm-hmm. It's hard to choose a favorite, as we could both tell you. But
Parasaurolophus is a good one.
Parasaurolophus is an excellent one. You can do some really cool science on that animal. Adults and juveniles and multiple different species from different time horizons. It's a cool genus, Parasaurolophus. Yeah. Actually, let's get some Parasaurolophus emotes going in the chat so I can show Justin. Yeah.
That just needs to be one of the standard emojis, right? You have like a generic theropod and you have a generic sauropod.
But I've got my own, what we call emotes on Twitch? Yeah, okay, you're familiar. Yeah, so I made a Parasaurolophus. It's a two-parter, so the back is the tail and the torso, and then the front is just the head. I guess the idea was like I could do different hadrosaurs, just have different heads. But I haven't gotten around to that yet. So far it's just Parasaurolophus. Yeah, there we go.
Yes, Parasaurolophus.
Yeah. Thanks, chat. Yeah. But I've got a bunch of those multi-part ones, and people love to mix and match the different dinosaurs. Put a baryonyx torso on the front of the Parasaurolophus, or Stegosaurus tail on the back of the Apatosaur.
There you go.
Yeah. Dinosaur Dave wants a Muttaburrasaurus head. You would say that as an Aussie there, Dinosaur Dave. Yeah. That would be cool. Have the inflatable sack things over its nares. I'll think about that, yeah.
Make the noise that it makes in Walking with Dinosaurs one of your
There you go.
noises.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and Otter Do It, thank you for supporting the channel on Ko-Fi. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Allie J says I want an Australovenator. Australovenator would be pretty cool too, yeah. I could maybe make that happen. Just use the back part of the baryonyx. I could make it a little bit more generic theropod-y so that, yeah, you could have different theropod fronts on that. I like that idea. We might have to make that happen once I get some more emote slots. And Lenina, who was asking if this is a more shaly layer? This is definitely mudstone here, yeah. So this part up here has just been exposed to erosion for a little longer, so it's a bit more friable. The longer you let these things sit, the more they just kind of naturally break apart in the air. So like over here, this is all wide and smooth like this, because this is just very recently, we just exposed this like an hour ago. But this has been on the surface for a while, and there was a jackhammer coming through here also. So when you have jackhamming going on, the rock gets broken up. So yeah, so this is pretty friable, pretty little tiny pieces for this. But the deeper you go, the more undisturbed it gets, the bigger the chunks are. To a certain point. The trend doesn't continue forever, obviously. Yeah. famed hockey player. Is that right, Gojira? You could tell me and I'd believe you. I don't know. And the jackhammer is powered by a gasoline generator. They've had for a long time. Don, how long do you think you've had that generator and the jackhammer?
Over 20 years, yeah.
20 years? Holy cow. Yeah.
And when I was leaving the Core Center,
Uh-huh.
I was pulling the Honda generator out, and Tom goes, did you try to start it up to see if it would start? I'm like, no, it's a Honda.
There you go, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It did take 2 pulls, but
Uh-huh.
I mean, it is getting a little worse for wear, but
Yeah. I was thinking of getting one of those to run the Starlink and everything, because I thought it would need too much juice for the solar generators, but I told myself I need to buy a Honda if I have to get a generator, because they last forever. Yeah, 20 years. Holy cow. And it's not like these are the cushiest conditions to run a generator in either. It's 100 plus
luckily,
degrees.
I mean, it is a fairly limited time span of
That's
the
true.
year. We don't use
That's true, yeah, yeah. But it's hot and it's dusty out here, and I don't know. I don't know who'd be running a generator indoors in air conditioning, though, to be honest. Come to think of it. Yeah. Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, I decided I needed to order some more of the gypsum and a little medical bandages that we use.
And let's see. Poggy Woogie says archaeology on stream. Where? What do you mean? This is paleontology. Yeah. This isn't soil. This is rock. I'm digging up fossils here. That's why the channel's called Paleontologizing. But anyway, it's good to have you here. Thanks for joining us. Let me know if you got any questions. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway. And Poggy Woogie, we can show some bones later if you ask nicely. We're really just starting into the bone layer here, so we don't have a whole lot to show off yet. This is only our, second, third day of digging. We removed a lot of the overburden yesterday. And a lot this morning too, but now we're finally getting into the bone layer in earnest. So there's not too much to show off just yet, but stay tuned. You will be seeing some dinosaur bones. You're going to get tired of seeing dinosaur bones by the end of the summer if you keep watching. In a good way. Yeah, and Crucible, thank you for the Prime sub, I appreciate that. Yeah. But yeah. Danny needs an earth bender to get stuff out of the way. Is that like a salamander or like a hellbender? What's an earth bender, Fisher?
I believe it's an Avatar, The Last Airbender reference.
Oh, with the 12-foot tall blue people.
None. The other Avatar.
Yeah. I know, I'm mostly kidding. So what would an earth bender be? Is it like a? It's not like an excavation tractor. What?
It's like a human who manipulates Earth.
Oh, like us.
I guess. Yeah.
Cool. Well, we got us. You know, we're earth benders.
It's supposed to be more mystical than that.
They move dirt. Yeah, that sounds like us. Claire Burr, thank you.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
Fisher, the last earthbender. Yeah. Dirt bender. I feel like I've gone on some dirt benders before. Oh, Avatar, the last airbender. It's starting to come together now. Are there fire benders too?
Yeah, it's fire, wind, water, and earth. I think.
Fire, wind, water, earth. Okay. Somehow wind seems like the least impressive out of all of them.
The alien boys.
The alien boys. This is a joke that's carried over from Wyoming, but Fisher came up with what's might be the world's greatest band name. Which, would you like to share it?
Johnny Iguani and the Aeolian Boys.
It's perfect.
Danny thinks it's a lot funnier than it actually is, but
I think it's very funny.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Johnny Iguani and the Aeolian Boys. Aeolian means like wind blown sediments. Aeolian sediments. It's pretty good, Fisher. It's pretty good.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
I need some sort of validation out here.
Oh. And we're getting some Aeolian action right now. We're good. Yeah. Wasn't that a band of the 80s, Lyle Paradise? If it was, I need to hear them now. Yeah. Yeah. B-Burger says, are you outside? Are you touching grass? There's no grass here, but dirt. Is there dirt under your fingernails?
I mean, that's kind
Oh, yeah.
Do you have dirty knees?
Yeah.
kind of grassy. Don't touch that.
Actually, I guess, does a whisk broom count as grass, or is this... What are whisk brooms made out of? Like straw?
That's technically a grass.
Is that a grass?
Yeah, so I had to
Okay.
use it. I thought, what the heck is that? A piece of
Okay.
paper?
Touch it grass, sure. Yeah. No, not only are we touching grass outside, but, you know, we're living outside for the next 3 weeks. This is, you know, sleeping inside of tents, you know, or under the stars. Cooking outdoors on a propane grill, etc. Yeah. 3 weeks away from civilization. It's really nice, yeah. I mean, shoot, how many people get to do that?
Been on Camp House before.
Yeah. The first time I ever actually went camping was, like, in earnest, was my first summer in the field. So, having gone from, like, almost never having slept in a tent before to being out there for 2 months out in the Hell Creek, Montana, in 2011. That was something. So yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. B Burgers wants to know, how do you pronounce Arkansaurus? I don't know. Arkansaurus.
Arkansaurus, that's the state dinosaur of Arkansas, I think.
Yeah, yeah, and Rebecca worked on that. Yeah. Yeah, we've actually talked to Rebecca about that live on stream before.
Does that mean you have to call it Arkansas?
Because Arkansas is feminine?
Well, Arkansas has a S at the end, but you don't say it. For Arkansas.
Actually, you know what, I probably
Arkansas.
Oh.
Arkansas.
Arkansaru. There you go, yeah. Arkansas. Yeah, Arkansas. I thought you meant like Mayasora, like it's derived from, you know, feminine root words.
No, I'm just making fun of Arkansas.
Gotcha. Is there a Utah-Arkansas rivalry?
I don't know. both the Aw states. Is there one other Aw ones?
Okay, there's got to be other.
I actually don't know if there is.
Utah, Arkansas,
Alaska.
Alaska,
Alaska, kind of.
California.
Oh, yeah.
I think Utah has an H, though.
It's true. Utah does end in an H.
But it is an aw sound, so we'll give it to you.
Florida.
Florida. Yeah.
He might have some...
Georgia.
Georgia. There might be more states that end in that than don't.
North and
have
South
some viewers from
Carolina.
Yeah. North and South Dakota. Montana.
There's a difference between and Aw, though.
Nevada.
Florida.
It's true. There is a difference between O and
A
A.
is the most common letter
Yeah.
of state names.
But not all of them are.
California's named for Khalifa, right? I think California actually... Yeah, it was like a...
Alaska.
Wasn't she supposed to be like an Amazon princess from an old novel or something like that? Was her name Khalifa? Anyway. It was like a pulp novel that was written in like the 1800s or something? Yeah. 21 states end in an A. Almost half. Wow.
Have your
Louisiana, there you go. Yeah.
only one ends in
But yeah, only one state ends in A? I think you're probably right. Can you verify that, chat? Yeah. And I don't think California is named after Wiz Khalifa. I don't think that's correct. Yeah. And Mist, that's what I thought, yeah. California named after a fictional island in some book. Yeah. There's a great documentary about the history of California by a comedian named Rich Hall. I forget what it's called, but if you just look up Rich Hall, California, it's like a kind of irreverent, cynical look at California history, but it's really entertaining, and if that sounds interesting to you, then you should look it up. Yeah. So I had to learn. There you go, Misty. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I never learned that in school, though. That California was named after a fictional island in a book, in like a 17 or 1800s novel. But I learned that from that documentary with Rich Hall.
That's a fun fact.
What's that?
No, that's a fun fact.
I know, right? I feel like most people who live in California don't know that.
They should. That's awesome.
Yeah. History of the maps of the West Coast. That's cool, Cheelzebub. I should look that up. Cheezelbub. And we do have some bone here, Sloppy Salamander. I'll show you in a little bit. We don't want to go past Dawn over there. At least not yet. Look at this, I'm just making a big, clean, beautiful dance floor over here. Fisher's made so much progress. I'm over here yakking and... And, oh! Guys, Maddie is saying hello. She says, hey, it's Maddie, wish I was there. Wow. Hey, Maddie, we wish you were here too. Hope you're feeling better soon. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, things are going well. We're down in the bone layer, so yeah. Hopefully tomorrow you'll get to join us and actually find some bones here. Don's already got some over there. Fisher's been finding some teeth.
Ethan had a little
bit of bone. Yeah, did you have any over there?
It was over here in my spot.
Nice, okay, cool. Anyway, yeah, things are going well. Yeah. But yeah. Jonah Thizzle says, I'm watching Barbie. You're watching Paleontologizing, right? You think you might be a little confused. But, welcome. It's good to have you here.
You mean I don't look like Ken?
I mean, if you want to, we can say you do. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Mist. I appreciate that. Yeah, let me drink some water. I've been doing a lot of talking.
Oh. Oh. Okay, that's interesting.
All right, I think it's time to bust into this. Let me get rid of this other rock first.
From Seattle?
Yes. In fact, years ago, I used to have
oh shoot, I think my phone battery just died. I gotta go get my other phone. Darn. Be right back, everybody.
Everywhere I move, the sun is on me. There's a sun magnet. There's a sun magnet. What's that?
I'm just looking to see where the other ones are. It looks like it's coming up close. This looks a little tight for a meter, but
It does, yeah.
pull it out of the fire myself.
There we go. Logging in. There we are. Yeah. Ashvar, you were correct. There was a paleontologist Barbie. There's, yeah. There's also a paleontologist who he had a paleontologist Barbie, and he would like use her as a scale bar in a bunch of different photos. Tony Martin does that with his like fossil trackways and burrows and stuff. He uses a paleontologist Barbie as like a scale bar and like puts her in a bunch of photos and stuff. I think she's been in some papers actually. But yeah, so that's definitely a thing. Yeah. Yeah. Anyhow. Let's see, is this working? Let's put the phone right here.
Here, be careful. We're probably going to follow from this.
Yeah. And hang on a minute. Chat's acting up a little bit. There we go. Yeah.
There you go. It's trying to successive iterations of the
Yeah. Oh, and where does the dirt go that you're clearing away to get to the bones? Is it like Shawshank Redemption? What did he do with the dirt in that? I don't remember. With all that matrix. Anyway, a lot of this is going over there onto that little berm to act as a breakwater in the event that that gully starts to fill up with water, and at least keep it from flowing down into our quarry. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, it's no fun when your quarry fills up with water. Definitely no fun. Yeah. And it's still not quite right. There we go. Much better. Yeah. And hey, Auntie Kathy, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Good to have you here. Hope things are good. It's good to see you. Welcome to the quarry. Hey, for anybody who's just tuning in, I feel like I should do a quick little station break kind of deal. Welcome to Paleontologizing. My name is Danny Anduza, and I'm out here digging up dinosaurs with the Utah Geological Survey crew. We're in the earliest Cretaceous Cedar Mountain Formation out near Moab, Utah. So we've got some iguanodontians that have come out of this quarry last year. A dinosaur kind of like this one here. Yeah, there's your classic iguanodon there. So yeah, we really just started digging in earnest in the bone layer today. So we're just really starting off. But things are going well. Yeah. Don's got a couple of bones over there. And Fisher found some teeth earlier. But yeah, we're just hard at work, digging in. Haven't really found anything super exciting yet, but it's basically our first day of digging in the bone layer, so to be expected. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, good stuff. We've got 401 people watching right now. Holy cow. Not too shabby.
People have something better to do. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, Danny. Forgot you do this for a living.
We've got 401 people who wish that they were here right now, so that's
Ha.
yeah. So haha, I guess. I don't know. No. Welcome. Yeah. Anyway, let me drink some water too. Go away, fly. Ugh. There we go. Alright, I'm going to demolish this beautiful bench that I built here. Let's dig in. Yeah. Yeah. Really wish you could be there, Dawn Louder. Well, maybe you wouldn't wish that if you knew how hot it was here.
Somebody put way too much stuff in that wheelbarrow.
Oh, shoot.
Fisher?
It wasn't me.
It most certainly was.
Okay,
That
cool.
weighs more than Gretchen does right now.
It looks like it's...
Should we unshovel that wheelbarrow?
This looks like a Jim Kirkland.
Someone's filled up the wheelbarrow. A little too full.
Let me give it a try here.
Okay. It's a rickety wheelbarrow. It's flexing. It's flexing. Yeah, let's maybe shovel some of that out of there.
Gee, there are lots of big rocks. I wonder who that was. Fisher.
We can at least use some scoops.
His third season.
I definitely have not been putting this much rock in there. I think this is a composite problem.
Gretchen's leaving. Let's blame it on her. Gretchen, geez.
He's not Ethan, he's not there.
Ethan. The height of inefficiency, shoveling it twice.
That's good enough now?
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe I will throw it in the truck and take it back and tighten up all the bolts.
Good idea.
Still pretty wonky.
Alright, never a dull moment. There we are. Yeah. This is coming up in nice, beautiful chunks. So, yeah. For the dozenth time, here is more of this big blocky mudstone, and you can see up close those little organic-y bits inside of it. Kind of swampy sediment. There's a pebble there stuck in the side.
Layers.
Yeah.
Like those layers.
It's classic kind of swampy strata. Lots of organic bits in it. But yeah, yeah. Why not dig at night? Says space is fake. I mean, then we would need some lights. But we've actually talked about that. It does get really hot here during the day, as you can imagine.
But then what do we do during the day?
Exactly. Do we sleep during the day? It's too hot to sleep. So
Lay around in the shade. That's what we're doing here.
yeah. I don't know. If we didn't have these shade tarps that Don set up, we would. Yeah.
I worked in caves in Madagascar, so that was essentially like working at night.
Nice. Yeah. Lots of headlamps and area effect lamps and stuff like that.
Carbo. carbide lamps. They put out a nice diffuse light.
Oh wow. Huh.
But we weren't really excavating quite like this. So.
Right. Yeah.
It is possible.
Don's worked at a lot of really cool sites over the years, and I'm sure at some point we'll do like an interview stream, and he'll tell you all about it. Yeah. By the way, if anybody watching wants to help contribute funds to help buy us food and stuff like that, then you could pull up Don's Venmo there, !DON, and yeah, anything donated to that goes directly toward feeding the crew. So, yeah, if you're feeling generous. Yeah. Yeah. Justin's getting hungry back there. Feed this boy. Feed him. Yeah.
Got a lot of plaster right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good sign. We were digging up a bone there last year. Yeah. And Thunderstruck, we're out here in eastern Utah near the town of Moab right now. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, microfossils, Jody Fish. If anybody's going to find microfossils here, it's going to be this guy, Fisher. Yeah, he'll. If there's any to be found, he will find them. But he's already found a beautiful little two teeth, right?
Yeah. Only one of them kind of made it out in one piece, though.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was the better of the two. So
if you want to make an omelet, you gotta break a few of your teeth, right? Yeah. Does Domino's guarantee 30-minute delivery here? I don't know if there's a Domino's within 100 miles of us right now, to be honest. Oh, there's one in Moab?
I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
That's pretty far.
Yeah. They would have to send it via
It would not be hot.
send it via SR-71 Blackbird, right?
Yeah. It's not going to make it in 30 minutes. Extra mac and cheese.
Yeah. And digging out some Utah raptors, says Thunderstruck. I mean, you laugh, but there's Utah raptor material from right nearby here. The type locality for Utah raptor is not too far away.
About 5 miles.
Yeah, about 5 miles?
Yeah, here we go. Oh, turn around again, Danny. You're on
Yeah.
picture.
Nice.
I can't see Shiesty. I'll tell you when I'm here.
Okay.
I see the strap, and I see the
Oh, yeah, you're trying to get the...
No, I'm just trying to get you. Oh, there we go. There we
Oh,
go.
okay, yeah.
Now, wait to get the camera. Where's the camera at?
Right there.
Okay. I think I got it.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thanks, Phil. Yeah.
Fisher. Cold water.
Yeah.
Cold water.
And have we got a raid here? Let's see. Cosmo Quest X, how are you? Oh, Cosmo Quest 10. Thank you for being here.
Not super cold.
Yeah.
that is incredible. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's Ben.
What's
Danny,
that?
Do you want some cold water?
This was a tag from last year.
I think I actually have some up there, but
Here's one.
I could refill them. Oh, let me, can I put some in my canteen over there?
Put a little
Alright.
Nice cold water.
Nice. Careful. Yep.
Careful. I almost couldn't get that thing open. You got it down pretty quick. The ice is more melting.
There's some extra cold water.
No ice left, but
It's cold.
it's not too much.
You want to give up?
A little bit in there. Oh, just a little bit's good. Thank you. Alright. Nice cold water. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Oh, and Geo Jim is raiding too. Welcome, Geo Jim and Raiders. What's shaking? Good to have you here.
I got regular water.
Cosmo Quest. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Good to have you. Yeah, tell me about your stream, Geo Jim. How was it? What'd you get up to?
got all the old wood out there. And plastic.
Awesome.
Except for that one.
And Aspie says, hello, any cool dinosaur finds today? Yeah, Fisher found, well, not a dinosaur, but a crocodile tooth, which is pretty nice. It's already been collected. And yeah, we're starting to knock into a few other dinosaur bones from last summer. Ones that we weren't able to collect last summer. But we're digging down, and we'll see what we find.
Have you shown them fills he dug up over here?
Well, it's just a bone frag.
Yeah, not yet,
No,
but...
it's just a bone frag.
Okay. Well, if it turns into anything cool,
Yeah, I'll let you know.
yeah. Not that a bone fragment isn't cool, it is.
Indicated at the bone level.
Exactly, yeah.
Be careful.
Yeah. And Amelia, thank you for the gift sub there. I appreciate that. Yeah. Good stuff. Let's see, little pebbles in here. No bone yet. Cactus Jack wants to know how far down will we dig? As far down as we need to, I don't know. We've got, what, 2.5 weeks now to do this, and we'll see what we find. That'll kind of dictate how deep we go, I guess. But we'll be doing this for the next 2.5 weeks, so I guess check back in then. You can see how deep we've dug. Yeah. Down to the oil layer. Well, uranium is more likely around here. There have been a lot of uranium mines in this area, some of which were very, very active during the Cold War. But you'll be hearing a lot more about that in the next couple weeks, especially when Jim gets here. He'll be talking all about that, I'm sure. And thank you, Allie J. Thanks for being here. You sleep well. Alright. Lots of more organic bits in here. Swampy stuff. Those little brown spots are bits of organic material. And Lordy, holy cow, Lordy says I'll match the next 5 subs in chat. Let's keep this hype train rolling. Thank you, Lordy. I appreciate that. Excellent. Yeah. But yeah. And how do we separate the finds at the end of each day? Well, each one of them gets individually numbered and wrapped up. And mapped. There we go. Thank you, Phil. And yeah, lots and lots of precise care taken to logging everything properly. The data really is the most important thing to come out of the quarry. Arguably even more important than the fossils themselves in some cases. So yeah, that information is invaluable. Oh, and thank you, Jody Fish. I appreciate those gift subs. Excellent.
Sure, we'll do a mapping presentation at some point.
Yeah, that'd be really cool to show everybody the maps. Yeah, it's a pretty involved process. So that'll be really cool to show everybody. Yeah. Yeah, Don, you had the map binder out this morning, and that was, holy cow.
And we got a 1 meter by 1 meter gridded.
Yeah. With the aluminum frame and the
frame with every 10 centimeters.
bicycle cable, I think. Yeah.
The lattice.
Yeah, yeah. It's very cool, and it's custom built too. So if that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned. We'll show that off in a future stream. Yeah. And thank you, Lordy, for those gift subs. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Lordy. Excellent. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. And Euphony of the Month says this is some impressive CG. Very funny. That's the thing, is that I know you're joking, but
Yeah, we're on the moon right now.
oh, definitely, yeah, yeah. Now this is a soundstage on Mars, actually. No, but
Thinking you're finding.
Yeah, climate change, we're just faking it.
I mean, I don't know. You have all these people online nowadays who are like, oh yeah, flat Earth, this and that, or dinosaurs aren't real or something. And I'm kind of convinced most of them are joking, but just in case they're not, you know, I think it's really important to show this kind of thing live and to, you know, to put ourselves out there as scientists and be like, hey, ask us questions. Yeah, I think a big part of like anti-science sentiment nowadays is, I think that a lot of folks in the general public just don't ever really get a chance to interact with scientists or to see how science works. To them, it's some sort of faraway, opaque thing, you know, or maybe something that you see on the news or on TV, and it's easy to discount it when it's like that. But to have like kind of a live give and take like this hopefully helps humanize science a little bit for some people, and you know, get to actually watch it happen. I think that's important, so that's a big part of what I'm trying to do here. So I'm glad you can make it, and thank you, Lordy, for your support there, for helping us stay on the air. Thank you, Executive Storm, for all those gift subs. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. Good stuff. Excellent. Yeah. Fantastic. Anyway, if anybody's got any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
We had got plaster. Those dozens of plaster.
Yeah. And Lyle Paradise, we were just talking about that yesterday. Oh yeah, a lot of schools in the U.S., there's not really a very strong emphasis on science, especially biology. Like, a lot of people, you know, even if they do really well in school, even if they pay attention, even if they ace biology class, they still might not know anything about, for instance, evolution. Because oftentimes that just isn't taught in schools in the U.S. And it's a travesty, because it's like the fundamental unifying principle of biology. And, yeah. It just doesn't get taught often enough. So yeah, yeah. Anyway. Fandestruct says, any chance there is gold there? Maybe some crew members have gold fillings in their teeth, but apart from that, I don't think there's any gold here, no.
Gold comes from volcanic intrusion.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have any volcanic.
It's sedimentary rock here, yeah. You want gold, maybe you go look in the Sierras or the Rockies. Yeah, but you won't find it here. Uranium, however, there's a ton of it out there. Yeah. In fact, I brought a radiation detector into the field. Any bones here that are radioactive would be very, very, very mildly radioactive, if at all. Like, you'd get more radiation walking down the sidewalk in Seattle than, you know, because concrete is like very mildly radioactive.
Might be fun if you brought that out and
Yeah,
tested everybody.
that's the idea. Is like if we find some bones in the ground, we'll see if it even registers on there.
There's a, on top of that red scoop over there, there's a fragment of a rib. You could just...
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Was it? Did you pull that one out, Dawn, on top of the scoop?
Yeah, earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll probably take a look at that in a little bit. If we get a big raid with a bunch of new people in, then I'll show that off. But, yeah.
So there are dinosaurs, Danny, that were found in Utah using a
Yeah.
counter.
And a Mantarx, I think.
Mantarx
Yeah.
and Eogambia at the same field,
Right.
just a couple meters apart. But
Was that
in Kirkland,
Bob and Carol Jones, maybe?
Ray
Oh,
Joneseye and Carol Joneseye.
right. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he worked as a radiological tech at the University of Utah.
Very
And
cool.
he had a scintillator on like a lawnmower thing. And he
Uh-huh.
just drove, he didn't see any bone.
Yeah.
And he just drove and said,
And he's like, dig there, yeah.
dig here.
I think I've seen pictures of it where there's like a big lead shield thing over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool stuff.
They knew they had a bone bed underneath. They just
Didn't know where.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll probably talk about that later when Jim is here at some point. But yeah. There we go. Very funny dinosaur, Dave. Yeah. And SG Rock says continental drift. Where was this fossil on the planet when it died? It's a good question. Yeah, I think somebody in chat looked it up yesterday. And the Cedar Mountain Formation would be like... Shoot. Didn't they say the paleo latitude would be similar to like New England today or something like that? I'm not sure. Yeah. But yeah. La Bellotera. Hello from Spain. Bienvenidos a Paleontologizing. And yeah. Salutations from Utah, USA. It's good to have you here.
Use your eyes, Dawn.
I have a slight bone for him. Besides my bone or not. I told him to put the B-72 on it. Just drag.
Let me show everybody maybe how some of the digging works here. If you're curious, I can tilt this down so you can see. There we go. So, when I'm digging in right here, you want to be able to dig in with as flat a surface as you can manage. You want to dig down from the top rather than in from the side or anything like that. And so here, just kind of follow the natural fractures in the rock like this. You open it up like that, and you look for anything that might be kind of bony there on the surface. Like this is interesting right there. Yeah. But that looks like it's probably just a little pebble. You always got to be careful because there could be a little tooth right there or something. I'm gonna get out a soft brush here. Yeah, so when teeth do show up, they might look just like that in the rock. But I think that's just a little pebble. But yeah, this is slow going work, as you can see. Yeah. And Amelia says, is the iguanodon you're searching for different species than other iguanodon? Oh yeah. So that's a great question. I'm glad you asked it. It's part of what we're doing here is we're going to try and figure out if this particular kind of Iguanodontidae is the family. So when we say iguanodont, it's like a member of that family. Iguanodon is the namesake for the whole family. That's what the whole family is named after, Iguanodon. It's the most famous one. Anyway, there are a couple of other iguanodonts that are known from the Cedar Mountain Formation, the same place and the same general age of rocks. There's one called Iguana colossus. We're trying to figure out if the iguanodont that we have here is the same as Iguana colossus, or maybe something different. But we don't have any overlapping bits yet. We don't have any of the same bones that we have for Iguana colossus.
The Gone Colossus was found by Don DeBlue right here.
Yeah, yeah.
He found it.
It was nicknamed Donodon when we were digging it up.
Nicknamed Donodon, the Don's Tooth.
Then since I was on the paper, it would be kind of bad style.
If you named it after yourself, yeah. That's not allowed under the ICZN rules, yeah.
Oh, really?
Anyway, so if we find some of the same pieces of this dinosaur that we have of Iguana Colossus, then we can actually compare, and we can try and figure out, is it the same thing, or is it something different? Yeah, there is a chance that this could be older than Iguana Colossus, could be the ancestor of Iguana Colossus. Maybe, we don't have a good way to compare the age of either of these yet, so... Anyway, we've got more questions than answers right now, but that's an exciting place to be at. Yeah. And Mama Bonbon, thank you for the 27 months of support. I appreciate that very much. Thanks for keeping me here on the air. Yeah. Oh, Jody Fish says some fundage was sent to Dawn, so make sure you check your Venmo later.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for helping feed us, Jody Fish. Appreciate that very much. Yeah.
Might have some meat if we're lucky.
We'll get some veggies for in our rice and beans.
Oh, yeah.
Get some fresh vegetables now. And
Triceratops, yeah, Iguanodon was the dinosaur that had its thumb mixed up with the nose, yeah. Famously. It's only the second dinosaur to ever be scientifically described as Iguanodon.
In England.
Yeah, back in 1825, I think? Somebody can look it up. But yeah.
What do you think of the talk dumb, get the thumb meme, Danny?
I think it rhymes. I mean, it's
I like it.
pretty good, yeah.
It's Iguanodon and theropod, like one of the old, like an old dinosaur book for kids that it's like jabbing its thumb into a theropod. It's like talk dumb, get the thumb.
Get the thumb in the eye.
I've got an Iguanodon hand at home that I 3D printed life size. So it's like the radius and ulna from here up to that. It's like this long. And the thumb spike is like this. It's like, it's huge, yeah. I was going to bring it, but I didn't have enough space.
Hippodroco and Mantellosaurus, they have a lot smaller hands, right?
Probably, yeah. Although Mantellosaurus might only be known from like one specimen, so who knows how big it really got. But yeah, that's Iguanodon Bernisartensis, the one from Belgium. This one here,
its arms are as big as a person.
The thing's almost like sauropod sized. It's enormous.
If we needed an extra hand, we could have used that.
There you go. Yeah.
There is our Iguanodon.
When we need
it. Iguanodon, everybody. Yeah. Yeah. And what did it use the thumb spike for? Digging? Asked Triceratops. It was probably... The standard answer is that it was used for defense. For, you know, like Justin was saying, talk dumb, get the thumb. Yeah. But it's a difficult hypothesis to test. It looks like a big giant spike that would be useful in combat to defend itself against meat-eating dinosaurs, but, you know, actually testing that hypothesis in a scientific way gets a little tricky. So, you know, it's a good guess, but we don't know 100% if it was actually used for defense. Yeah. And, Corson Dare, hey, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to Paleontologizing.
Up here and down here,
Greetings from Utah. It's good to have you here. Yeah.
Awesome.
You've got some good fossils there from Germany. Archaeopteryx is from Germany. One of the most famous dinosaurs and early birds.
I'll ask Gretchen. Oh, no, it's super nice day.
Yeah, another night.
We'll see. Yeah. Well, actually, we're there just tomorrow. No, just tomorrow.
So you would be Saturday night and then leave it.
Correct.
So just tomorrow. Okay.
And that text on the top is not readable. Yeah, I'm going to have to try and up the opacity on that and bend it. Yeah.
So it's like high stress.
Just gotta
She
like
does like a great job.
go half off the road, and then you're going on the middle of the road.
Yeah. She knows she's telling
Yeah, you don't want to bottom out.
Yeah, oh no.
No, don't high
But
side.
she's got it, and I'm just like,
I'd rather run over some plants.
Sagebrush.
Big stuff.
yes, exactly. She knows what she's doing. Good when you got one person complimenting you, they're like, you're good at this, I'm good at that.
Yeah, let's make lots of money.
Diversify your talents. Might as well wear this mic for all the weeds scraping the bottom.
What about Danny with the Prius?
Oh yeah, I think his lift is actually what makes his car have a little more clearance than mine.
The high lift Prius.
I just
Yeah.
have a
Special
longer-
options
Is that
with Toyota
No, I have to have it. There's a place in Chico, California called Prius Off Road,
that lifts them.
and they manufacture a little,
Oh my gosh.
a little lift that
But
they
you
put
don't
on the
have it.
suspension.
You don't have
We all
it.
No, I
drive
have that.
somewhere.
You
We
don't
gotta-
have it.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Oh, you are high
That's
lift.
why I.
Prius, and I was like, how did that happen? out
Yeah,
there?
yeah. That's how I could afford to have larger tires on it. Also, that extra clearance allows more space in the wheel well for larger
You
tires.
have more clearance than I do in my Subaru.
I might, yeah.
We
Yeah.
have a
needed
longer wheelbase.
it. There's so much plants in the middle of the road,
Mine's
up
just a
that
stock
road,
Yeah.
base.
that you're hitting the bottom.
Talking about my car over there.
No big deal.
I know.
Yeah.
Just don't hit a rock.
I know. We go real slow around the big rocks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Take it slow and plenty of time to
Yeah.
get there. And then you get on that gravel road. And
Let's see.
We've been doing 30. It feels
Okay,
really
no
comfortable.
problem.
Past the 50, the little birds can't get out of the way. And start taking roots.
So what do we do with the little fragment?
Put an F-250 lift kit in there and do it right.
We'll leave it.
That would not work.
Then maybe collect it tomorrow.
Yeah, we
and
can.
have- you have to
I'm
know
done
the
over
grade.
here. I'm in the
You have to
sun.
have
We
a
can,
map and know the grade.
Are we gonna wrap things up?
we can start cleaning up
Okay.
and wrapping up.
starting to have
Tomorrow we'll
a
put more tarps that way, so we'll
Wow, this is a good point for me to wrap this up too.
Sleeping hard too, or
So that means the tarps are coming down.
get your
Yeah.
and everything.
Anyway, yeah. What are your quarry dig hours? SG Rock, around, it's typically like 9 to 5 around here. Yeah. It's a mostly volunteer crew, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get here in the morning, we set up the shade tarps as soon as we can, while the ground is still relatively cool. And then we have lunch around 1 p.m. or so for like half an hour, then we get back to digging. So yeah, something like that. Anywho, yeah. And the stream encoder device, it's working again. I think it was just overheated yesterday, Steely Dan. Yeah. But it's cooperating once again, so I was really happy about that. I was worried about it before.
Pick it out and not just toss it in my bucket.
I'm gonna go ahead and pack up the tools.
Watch.
Yeah.
And these extra little flagging things around the little rocks are just two of them.
All right. Let's take the streaming gear. And yeah, we can go up here. For anybody who's wondering how we're broadcasting from the remote desert of eastern Utah, well, here's how it's done. Solar panels, a solar battery back there, a wireless router, and a satellite dish. Streaming to you live via satellite right now. That's what makes this all possible. And yeah. But I gotta go help take some of that stuff down. So let's see if we can wrap this up. And let me get out my phone, my window into chat right here. There we go. Yeah. Reagan Nation, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that. Thanks for subbing. Welcome to Paleontologizing. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah. And this includes weekends, little Teresa. Every day we can work out here, we do. It's we have about 3 weeks, 3-week window, so we make the most of it. Yeah. Let's see. Who else is live on Twitch right now? Let's find out. And we'll do a raid. Oh, I Paint Burbs is on. Let's go raid I Paint Burbs, shall we? That'll be... Oh, or maybe... Yeah, let's go raid I Paint Burbs. So I gotta go to my channel. Trying to do this all one-handed. Raid I Paint Burbs. There we go. Thank you everybody for your viewership, for your enthusiasm, for your support. Thank you for everything. Really glad the encoder is working properly as it should be. Let me shade it with my leg so it doesn't overheat while it's sitting on the ground there. In fact, let me pick it up so it's not on the hot ground. And yeah. We're going to be digging more into the bone layer tomorrow, and hopefully I can stream then and show you how it's done. But until then, everybody, you take care of yourselves. Thanks for being here. Stay tuned for some more exciting paleontologizing action. We're going to go check out I Paint Burbs, who is a very talented artist and very cool person. She paints birds live on stream. You're going to love her channel. So let's go raid in. I'll see you there, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.